student. I am Najma Sahar, lecturer in Business Studies, Vishwamanobhir College, Chitradurga. In last videos, in previous videos, we have discussed about the financial as well as non-financial incentives. So here, incentives refers to the measures or activities which are designed to motivate the people in the organization so that they can perform well or they can work better in the organization. So that is called as incentive. In that we have discussed particularly about financial aspects. Okay, that is financial incentives. The word itself says finance. Okay, so here monetary rewards or money are involved. Okay, in that incentives is called as a financial incentives. Okay, any transaction which involves the money, that is called as a financial incentives, which is given to the individual or which is given to the subordinates in the organization to motivate him, that is called as a financial incentives. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about non-financial incentives. This particular topic will be asked for the 4 marks. Okay, so financial incentives for 4 marks and non-financial incentives is for 4 marks. They may ask separately or they may ask combining. Okay, by joining. Okay, that is for 8 marks. Okay. So let us discuss what exactly the non-financial incentives is. So non-financial incentives, here the word itself says non-financial. Okay, non-financial. So here the incentives which does not involve, okay, we are not going to pay in terms of money. Okay, here monetary transaction is not involved. As you know that all the individual needs are not satisfied only through the money. Only mainly through the money, all individual will not satisfy. There are certain factors like psychological factor, sociological factor, emotional factors which also play very important role in providing motivation to the people in the organization. So, financial incentives mainly focus on these needs. These needs means what? Psychological as well as emotional needs of an individual. Some organization may follow combination of both. Okay, many of the organization, in reality, many of the organization they will follow combination of both. Take an example of promotion. Though promotion will be considered as a non-financial incentives, so that promotion will also involve the extra payment of money. Okay, so here the promotional, in terms of promotion, of course you will get the higher position, you will have a higher power, okay, authority, responsibility will also increase, you will have a status, you will have a recognition. Though you will satisfy psychologically you will be satisfied. Along with that, there will be a monetary reward, there will be increase in pay. So here the non-monetary rewards, the non-monetary incentives overrides the monetary rewards. That is what non-financial incentives. So the non-financial incentives include, first one is status. So status in the context of the organization or in the context of the management refers to the position of an individual in the organization. So status is nothing but the position of an individual in the organization. That is what ranking of where he is, okay, whether he is in the first, second or third, okay, whether he is a lower level, okay, lower level worker or middle level or higher level. That is, you can say in terms of A grade, B grade, C grade or D grade. So there are the grades in the organization workers. Okay. So the status involves the position of an individual or ranking position of an individual in the organization. So this particular position will also satisfy the individual psychologically and mentally as well as emotionally. Okay. That this will also motivate him to perform better in the organization. So, refers to the ranking position of individual in the organization. Ranking position of an individual. That is nothing but the position of an individual. Position, okay, where he is, okay, in which job he is, whether he holds A grade job, B grade job, C, D, okay. Likewise, there will be grades, there will be a ranks to the individual job position. The status here refers to the ranking position of an individual in the organization. In simple words, we can say the position of an individual in the organization. Whether that individual holds a grade job, okay, whether he is a manager, whether he is a supervisor, whether he is an assistant manager, whether he is a clerk, or whether he is a worker, okay. Likewise, there will be a ranking position of an individual, okay. So here authority, responsibility, recognition, okay, and rewards, perquisites, prestige, which is given to the job, okay, the status which is given to the job who hold that managerial position, okay. This particular status will be satisfied to the individual. Psychological, social esteem needs of individual given to the job will be satisfied, okay. If this status is given to that particular job, automatically his esteem needs will be fulfilled. That is what status. Status is the position of a job which he holds, okay. The authority, the responsibility, the prestige which he gets if he hold a managerial position. From that position he will get motivated, okay. His needs, his esteem needs as well as psychological as well as social needs will be fulfilled, okay. That is what status. Next is what organizational climate. Organizational climate, non-financial incentive is organizational climate. What is organizational climate? The organizational climates indicate the characteristics of the organization. So this climate will indicate the characteristics or nature of the organization, okay, which describe the organization, which details about the organization, as well as it separates from one organization to another organization. That is nothing but this organizational climate will also differentiate from one organization to another organization. So climate here refers to the characteristics, the values of the top level management, the rules and regulations which they hold, okay. It will differentiate from one organization to another organization. This organizational climate will influence the behavior of the individual in the organization. So it will not only says about the organization, it will not only details about the organization, but also the organizational climate will also have an impact. It also affect the behavior of the individual in the organization. Some of the organizational climates, like some of the characteristics of the organizational climates are employees autonomy, that is what the freedom to take decision, okay, participation of the individual in the decision making, as well as reward orientation, reward programs designed by the organization, consideration given to the employees, and risk taking, okay. These are all the organizational climate. There are certain examples are there, okay. These are considered as a organizational climate. If the manager prepared positive measure to develop the organization, you can develop the better organizational climate, okay. So if the manager will have a positive attitude, he will develop the better organizational climate. That is what organizational climate. In simple words, we can say the value which the organization holds, okay. The value, the rules and regulations which the organization holds. This organizational climate will differentiate from one organization to another organization, as well as it will have an impact, it will have an effort, it will have an influence on the behavior of the individual in the organization. If you have if you doesn't have any values in your organization, if the organization does not hold any value system, any particular strict rules and regulation, automatically the subordinates will become we cannot control the subordinates in the organization. That is what organization climate. The next one is career advancement opportunity. So as a manager, you also have to consider the career advancement or the career development of the individual in the organization. So you should also focus on, as a management, you also have to focus on the advancement of the individual in the organization. Growth opportunity should be provided to the individual. So here you need to prepare the training and development program to to the individual so that the subordinates can hold or they can be promoted for the higher level. So they should be in a position to take the higher level job position in forthcoming days. So career advancement opportunity is nothing but as a manager, your organization should provide a training and development course, training and development program to the organization employees, so that they can develop their skills, they can improve their skills as well as they can increase their knowledge, so that in future they can take the higher job position in the organization, or they can be promoted for the higher level. They should be eligible. Likewise, you have to provide an opportunity for them to increase their knowledge or to update their skills and knowledge in the organization. If this is given, then the employees will be satisfied. That is what career advancement opportunity. Training and development program you have to prepare in order to grow, in order to develop the individuals in the organization so that they can take the higher job position in future days. Next is job enrichment. Job enrichment, job enlargement. There are two methods. Job enlargement means what? Here you are going to expand the job in case of job enlargement. Whereas in job enrichment, here the content of the job will be more. Okay, you will have more content, you will have more responsibility, you will have a more authority as well. So, job enrichment is concerned with designing of a job in such a way that job work should be, varieties of work content should be involved. That particular job, in order to perform that particular job, individual should possess higher skill, okay, a higher knowledge he should have. Apart from that, the individual is given the higher responsibility as well as the autonomy. So freedom has been given to that particular individual. If the job is designed, the job enlargement is made interestingly, then the job itself become a source of motivation. So job enlargement is nothing but variety, okay, different work content will be involved in a same job position. So that position will gives the worker autonomy as well as the more responsibility and recognition as well. Okay, if it is created interestingly, then the job itself become a source of motivation to the individual. Next one is employee recognition program. You might have heard about the employee of the year. Okay, that is what we say recognition program, employee recognition program. There are certain individuals who wants to evaluate their works, who wants to evaluate their performance in the organization. Okay, and they need the due consideration, or they need some attention for their work what they are doing in the organization. So here the individual, next one is employee recognition program. The next non-financial incentive is employee recognition program. You might have heard about the employee award, best employee. Okay, likewise, that is what we say recognition. Okay, most of the people in the organization, they need their work to be evaluated. They need their performance will be evaluated by the organization, okay, authority, as well as due recognition has to be given. Okay, most of the employees feel that whatever they are doing in the organization, whatever the performance they are performing, that should be recognized. So here recognition means acknowledgement with the show appreciation. With the show appreciation, that is what recognition. That appreciation is nothing but acknowledgement and praising the individual in front of the people, in front of the other. Appreciation is given to the work performed by the individual. So this particular employee has been whatever the target, he has reached the target. Likewise, you have to praise the individual, you have to recognize them. If you do this particularly, then automatically what happens, the work will still they are trying to work better in the organization, still they try to contribute maximum to the organization. So some of the examples of employee recognitions are congratulations to the employees for the good performance. Okay, as a manager you can congratulate him, as well as display the notice board. Okay, you can with the help of photo and the name, you can display the picture of an individual by using notice board of the organization. Even install the award, you can give the award employee of the year, best performer of the year. Likewise, you can also install the award and distributing the mementos. Okay, you can also distribute the memento like t-shirt, okay, pen as a recognition of an employee service. And even you can also give rewards to an individual giving a valuable suggestions. Okay, you can also give reward to the individual. Likewise, you can recognize the individual in the organization for their performance. If you recognize them, if you appreciate for their performance, then what happens automatically? The performance of an individual will be increased. Okay, they will try to contribute much. They will try to contribute maximum to the level to the organization for the achievement of the targets, for the achievement of the objectives of the organization. This is what employees recognition program. The next one is job security. Job security means what? Next one is job security. The next non-financial incentive is job security. Almost all the people, almost all the workers of the organization, all the subordinates of the individual, they want their work to be secure, and even they want their future stability of future income and as well as their job. Okay, they should not worry about their job as well as livelihood. Okay, if there is no worry, if they secured about their job, automatically the employees are going to work with zeal, with enthusiastically they are going to work in the organization. But whereas in India, much importance is given to the job security because the job opportunity will be less when compared to the aspirants. Okay, when compared to the aspirants, the job opportunity will be less. So most of the emphasis is given to the job securities. So one more negative aspect of this job security is that if an individual know about his security of job, he is not going to become a competent, he is not going to contribute much to the organization. That is what job security. Job security in the simple words, what? Security of job. He should not have fear of losing his job at any time. Okay, without his knowledge, he should not have fear of losing his job. That job should be secure. Okay, and even there will be a certain security about the income, stability of the income as well as the work for the future days. Okay, that is not job security. Next is employee participation. Employee participation is nothing but the employees of the organization, they will have a freedom to participate in the decision making process of the organization. Okay, employees are called for giving suggestions, for giving ideas in order to take the decisions of the organization. Most of the organization, they are practicing this. Okay, this employee participation is made with the help of management committee, joint management committee, workers committee, canteen committee, etc. Like different committees will be made. With the help of this committee, they are going to practice the employee participation. Okay, they are going to participate in the decision making process of the organization. So here, in simple words, you can say employee participation is what? Employees are called for giving suggestions, for giving ideas in order to take certain decision. If the management wants to take any decision, they will not take any decision. Rather, they will call the employees of the organization for taking decision, for making decision. That is what employee empowerment. Employee empowerment means giving power, giving autonomy to the individual. Okay, giving authority as well as giving freedom, giving independence to the subordinates of the organization. Empowerments make people feel that their jobs are important. So this empowerment make people to have a positive feeling. Their jobs are very important. These feelings, okay, the positive feelings will contribute the positive utilization of their skills as well as talents in the job performance. So when you have given the authority as well as independence for the subordinates, okay, it will create the positive attitude of an individual. When the individual have a positive attitude, automatically he is going to use his talents, he is going to use his skills in the job performance effectively and efficiently. This is what the non-financial incentive. First one is what? Status. Status means what? The position of the individual in the organization. If the particular individual, okay, job is given, status is given to the particular job, then the individual is going to be satisfied psychological as well as his esteem needs will be satisfied. Next one is what? Organizational climate, that is what? The value system of the organization will also have influence to the of the organization employees. Okay. Next one is what? Career opportunity. Career development and career directed programs have to be offered to the individual in order to grow, in order to develop their career in future days. Job enrichment means what? Varieties of work content will be involved, greater responsibility will be there. Apart from that, they will have autonomy in the in performance of their job. Next is what? Employee recognition program. You have to recognize the work of the individual and appreciate for the work they will perform. Next is what? Job security. You have to give certain job securities. You have to assure the security of job as well as stability of income in the future days. Next is employee participation. You have to call for the employees in order to take any decision. Employees of the organization are called for taking or for making the decisions of the organization. Next is empowerment. Employee empowerment. You have to give autonomy as well as authority to the subordinates. This will develop the positive attitude. When you have a positive attitude, automatically they will contribute best to the organization. So in last classes, in last videos, we have discussed about the two elements of directing. One is supervision and next is motivation. Today we are going to discuss about leadership. That is one more element of, okay, the third element of directing. Okay. So whenever you read the success stories of the organization, immediately you are reminded about their leaders. Okay. So if you imagine the Microsoft, automatically you will reminded about the Bill Gates. Even if you go for the Tata companies, you will reminded about the J.R.D. Tata. When you go for the Infosys, you will reminded about the Narayana Murthy. If you go for the Wipro, you will be reminded about Azim Premji. Okay. It is not possible to get or to achieve success without such great leaders. Okay, the leadership plays a very important role. It plays a very key role in the organization for the success and excellent performance of the organization. So the directing, it is one of the function which is performed by the management. Directing is one of the function which is performed by the management. Okay, to direct is to guide someone in their activity. Direct means what? To guide someone in performance of the job or in the performance of the activities. The organization is a group of people. As you know, the organization consists of group of people, HR as well as financial as well as physical asset, human resource, physical assets and financial assets. Okay, these are all will be combined and it all will be integrated at one place. That is called as a organization. So organization consists of group of people who have come together. This group of people have come together in order to achieve the set goal. Whatever the goal has been set, to achieve the common purpose, these all are integrated. Whenever there is an organized group of people, there is a need of a man who has to direct them, who has to guide them in order to achieve the objective. That is, if there is a group of people, okay, there needs an individual who will motivate them, who will lead them, who will guide them, who will counsel them. For what? In order to achieve the objectives of the organization. If the person who directs another person is called as a leader. The individual who directs the group, who guide the people in the organization is called as a leader. Okay. If the group is not directed, automatically the individual in the organization, they perform according to their own wish and will, then you are not possible to achieve the set target. That is why leadership are essential for the management of the people, for leading the people in the organization, and also for the achievement of the organization or goal. Organization goal. That is what leadership. And the concept about leadership. So, let us discuss coming to the meaning of leadership. Leadership is a process of influencing the behavior of the people by making them strive voluntarily towards the achievements of organizational goals. So, this leadership is associated with the personal abilities. It is associated with the personal abilities of an individual. The ability of an individual, okay, who will lead the group, who will influence the behavior. Okay, that is what the leadership is all about. So leadership is a process. It is not an end. It is not a single step. It is a continuous process. It is a process of what? Process of influencing, process of leading the people, process of encouraging the people. Okay, it is a process of influencing the behavior of an individual or behavior of the people. Okay, you are going to direct the individual. They should behave in a specific manner and making them to strive. They have to contribute their maximum. They should work hard. Okay, to voluntarily they have to strive voluntarily towards the achievements of the organizational objective. As a leader, he is going to motivate the individual of the organization who can voluntarily perform their activity, who can voluntarily contribute their efforts for the achievements of the organizational objective. Leader makes the people of the organization to work voluntarily and to contribute the maximum to the organizational objectives, for the achievements of the objectives of the organization. This leadership is associated with the qualities of individual, okay, who can able to lead the group, who have ability to lead the group, who have capacity to motivate the people, as well as who have capacity to create the followers. That is what the leadership is all about. So coming to the definition of the leadership is a process, or it is an activity of influencing the people to strive willingly for the group objective. This particular definition is given by the George Terry. Okay, George Terry, according to him, the leadership is an activity of influencing. Here, the same thing is repeated. Whatever we have discussed in the meaning, then the same thing is repeated by using the different words. That's it. Okay. So, it is an activity of influencing the people to strive to work in the organization voluntary basis, willingly. He is going to motivate, as a leader, he is going to motivate the individual, he is going to lead the people, okay, positively, so that they come voluntarily as an individual, they take the initiative, okay, without anybody's force, okay, they strive willingly for the group objective or for the organizational objective. Okay, a person who is going to influence with regards to the goal formation as well as the goal achievement, okay, accomplishment of the objective. A person in the group who is capable of influencing the people in the order or with regards to the goal formation for setting of the goal as well as with regards to the achievements of the objective. That is called as a leader. So the definition whatever the George Terry is given, the same as it is the meaning what we have discussed. Now let us see the nature of the leadership. That is what the features of the leadership. Let us discuss the features of leadership or the nature of leadership. First one is an influences. A leadership indicates the ability of influencing the people. He has the quality of influencing the followers. Okay, followers nothing but the subordinates in the organization who have accepted him as a leader. That is called as a followers. Okay, he has a quality, he has a supernatural power to influence the people, okay, to lead the people in the organization. As a leader, he captured the minds of the individual, or he captured the minds of the followers with his team building character. With his team building character, he will capture the minds of the followers. So that is why he is defined as a person having the supernatural power who will lead, who will influence the individual towards the objective, towards the accomplishment of objective. That is called as an influencer. That is why he is called as an influencer. Okay. Next one is he brings the changes in the behavior. A leadership, as a good leader, he will bring the positive changes in the people. Okay, he will motivate the workers in the organization so that he can positively contribute as well as voluntarily contribute towards the achievements of the organization. With his counseling capacity, with his motivation, he is going to direct the individual, who is going to direct the follower in such a way that they can voluntarily contribute towards the achievements of the objective. Okay, that is what he brings the changes in the behavior with the help of counseling, with the help of the motivation. Okay, he will bring the positive changes in the subordinates. Feature is a relationship. Leadership indicates the interpersonal relationship between the leader as well as the follower. He will maintain the positive or sound relationship between him, okay, as well as the followers. Okay, so leadership is a relationship building activity. It is a relationship building activity. Many management experts find that, many management experts says that a leader breathes life in a group. He take his breath in a group of the people. Okay, when he has a followers, automatically he will breathe in a, he will be called as a successful leader. As he will breathe the life into a group and motivate them for the achievement of the objectives. Okay, a leader builds a confidence and imprints the best relationship. He will maintain the good relationship with the followers as well as the outsider. That is why he also called as a representative. Okay, representative means what? He is going to represent the organization not only within the organization and as well as outside of the organization. That is what? A relationship. Basically, he will maintain the sound relationship with the follower as well as with the management, and he will indicate the relationship, interrelationship between him as well as the followers. Okay, that is what. Next one is a continuous process. Yes, leadership is a continuous process until and unless the organization will be exist. Okay, it is not a end, it is a continuous process. Okay, first one is an influencer who is going to influence the individual by capturing the mind of the individual or by capturing the minds of the followers. With the help of his team building character, he is going to lead the group in the organization. Next is bring the changes. With his motivation skills, with his counseling skills, what happens? He will change the behavior, he will change the attitude of the individual, and he will convert the negative into the positive, and then he will drive the voluntary participation of the employees towards the achievements of the organization objectives. Next is relationship. A leadership indicates team building activity. It is termed as a team building activity. He is going to maintain the sound relationship with him, with the leaders as well as with the workers. That is why he will also have a characteristics of representative. He is going to represent not only in the organization but also he is going to represent the organization to the outsiders. Next is it is a continuous process until and unless your organization will exist. So there are certain important questions from this topic. Okay, from this whatever so far we have discussed, from that there will be an assignment question for you. You have to submit it for my number. Okay. First question is explain the importance of directing. You have to briefly explain the importance of directing. Okay, directing is for here as I have already explained in the first video, that is features and importance of directing. That is it initiates action. Okay, It will bring the stability in the organization. It integrates the activities. Okay, the number of importance we have discussed that you have to explain here. Explain the details of financial and non-financial incentive. You have to discuss about both finance as well as non-financial incentives. Finance like pay and allowances. Okay, co-partnership. Okay, next is perquisites. Okay, job securities, pay allowances, like different financial as well as non-financial, like status. Okay, recognition. That so far whatever we have discussed that you have to be explained here. Next is you have to give the meaning of supervision. You have to explain the role. That is what importance of supervision in the context of the organization. You have to explain. This is what assignment questions for you. You have to follow it.